Hey, fam, it's Coach Rye from TeamFFLEX. Today, we're going to be diving into some Pro Card bikini winners from the NPC North American competition just occurred. We are looking at a very aggressive, full of shape, very full and lean look for bikini at this event here. So today, we're going to dive down into some different Pro Card winners here at this event. I didn't cover all of them, but I did pick a few that we're going to review. We're going to look at. We're going to talk about the criteria, those placings, why they landed the way they did, and ultimately what that means for you if you want to be a bikini competitor, especially one who's trying to win a pro card. Okay, so let's dive in and take a look at all this and just see what we got going. So overall winner and pro card winner, Roberta here. So she not only won her pro card, she also won the overall. So over all the other pros you're going to see in this video today, she, could be in other words, reflecting the criteria the best out of all of them. What we see here, again, good shoulder shape, good development overall. Not too much going on with the bicep and tricep, but actually just a little bit more development than we've been seeing on a lot of bikini competitors recently. Super narrow waist effect, which again creates that hourglass, that V-tapered look. And then her lower body is so developed, right? We can just see like a ton of glute from the front here, right? So this is premier fullness in the glute, right? She's got a full glute there, full upper glute. Overall, everything ties together, and great balance between the quads and the hamstrings. So again, this is what bikini is really looking like right now. Super symmetrical, very full. We're seeing a lot of fullness in these deltoids. If you're looking at those delts, like this used to be what figure delts looked like some years back, believe it or not. I mean, I'm talking about a while ago, 8, 10 years ago, but still, like, bikini has come up a lot recently, and it continues to further delineate itself from other divisions such as Fit Model, which I'll be doing a video on Fit Model as well. But realistically, Roberta here, she's got just a total lockdown look. We can really see very symmetrical all around, great taper in at the waist. Her condition really spot on. These soft lines in the glutes, the quads, in the oblique, up in the top here, shoulders, nothing too crazy, nothing too shredded, grainy, veiny, any of that. But she is showcasing that pretty well. So let's take a look at her from the back here. Now, what we can see again is a lot of those same markers. This is what judges really looking for. So shoulder shape, that fullness. We do see some of that rear deltoid here, right? That indicates she's got very developed delts. It's the front, it's the lateral, it's the rear delt. Everything is there. We're not missing any of that. And she's really got that. Again, from the back here, very super narrow waist effect, which I keep telling you on this channel. If you're a bikini competitor, pay attention. You want to have a super narrow waist. As narrow as you can get it, the better you're going to place. I promise you that, because it always gives you more of that dramatic V-tapered look the judges are just looking for. And Roberta, she has a very super narrow waist here and really does lock down that look overall. And what we can see lower body wise is good shape in the quads, good balance from the hamstrings, good overall glute structure. The upper glute is full and rounded. It's not flat, it's not depleted. And we do see again tie-in separation here. This is from muscle development of the glutes and the hamstrings, both those coming together to meet with that proper stage condition. So it's looking leaner, it's looking more muscular, it's looking fuller, and it's looking like a ton of shape, right? And that's how she's pulling that off. She wins that overall, ties it all together pretty well there. So let's take a look at some of these other pro card winners here. We have Class A, Cassandra here. Okay, so she won the Class A pro card for this event. And again, we're seeing a lot of similarities instantly. First thing that stands out, a lot of that upper body look, right? Like we can definitely see there's just a ton of that upper body shape really coming through here. So big shoulders, full shoulders, a lot of fullness. Again, a little bit more in the bicep and tricep than again we typically see on bikini comparison. I think that's just indicating the size differential. It's really coming up for these competitors right now. They're getting bigger. They're getting, more muscular. We're seeing more fullness. Comment down below if you're liking the looks of these pros so far. You're liking the direction of the division, or if you think it's kind of getting a little too big. But she's got great shoulder shape. She's got good delts there. It tapers in again to a super narrow waist effect. And lower body wise, we should see that, lower body complement what's going on up top. And we do. Good overall fullness to the glute. Upper glute is full and developed, and great balance again between the quads and the hamstrings. What we'll notice so far, none of these pros here at this event are like blatantly, too different, too off, right? Like these look pretty close in a lot of ways. You could go a little bit either way with it. Cassandra has a little bit more of that fullness up top than maybe over here Roberta does. But again, very similar looks, a lot of very narrow waists. Conditioning is spot on, meeting these same lines, these same markers there. And overall, a little bit more muscular than we've been seeing. So let's take a look at her from the back and just see what's going on there. Sorry, by the way, if I'm sniffling. I'm a little bit sick, but I didn't want to miss out on this content for you guys. Here we go. So from the back here, we can see again a lot of those similarities. That shoulder shape, good taper in. The glute structure, definitely full, right? So total glute dominance here with upper glute overall development. That slight separation between the glute hamstring tie-in yet again, and bringing it together with a good balance of quads and hamstrings. Interestingly enough, I'm not seeing any pros yet here in this lineup that have, really overdone quads. Sometimes we run into that. This was basically a very, very competitive nationals. Like that's just what we're seeing. Very similar, a lot of similarities in these physiques, very close in a lot of ways. And congratulations to all these ladies coming in the pro leagues. Okay, now I want to take a look at Class F winner here, Pro Card winner Jessica. So Jessica again, tons of shape, tons of fullness, really a great bikini look, but definitely bringing a little bit more muscle than we've been seeing, right? So again, I think bikini with Fit Model coming to play has really kind of leveled up a bit, right? And we all have been speculating would that be the case, and I do think so because look at Jessica here. So she's got that overall so let's see here. Sorry. So Jessica here, she's got that overall great shoulder shape. That fullness is definitely there. Good size in the bicep and the tricep. Not overdoing it, not pulling too much. It really does just showcase well. Let the deltoids do what they should do and create that upper body development, that width. Really good taper in at the waist here, creating again that V tapered hourglass effect. You got to have that bikini. She has that really, really well. Now, where she stands out to me is lower body. We do see some really good glute development here. Upper glute is definitely full, not depleted. She has that development. Judges are always looking for that, and she definitely showcases it quite well. And then we see really good development in the quads and the hamstrings here, even in this front pose. She's bringing a fuller look, I will say. It looks like she's got a lot of that muscle pop, and even her lats here. Sometimes I talk about the bikini competitors and their lats, and sometimes that really does help you. And for her, I do think it does. She does appear maybe just a little bit tad softer than Roberta, our overall winner, but still very, very close when it comes to size and shape and symmetry. And it's a very full look. It's a great look for bikini. I think it's distinguishing itself from Fit Model, which was kind of what was going on, right? Fit Model kind of fell back and then it ramped right back up, and now here we are looking at, okay, some big differences here. Watch my Fit Model video if you want to see what I'm talking about when we get there. Now, Jessica from the back, what we can see, definitely some clear shoulder shape, development here, bigger than we typically have been seeing with these bikini pros this season or bikini in general, right? So again, more muscle in the delts, ladies. You're going to be wanting to focus on that. If you're trying to get a pro card, you're going to need to be full. You're going to have that size and that shape in the delts for sure. Great taper in, super narrow waist here, right? Just creates that look perfectly. And then lower body wise, we can see yet again, good balance from the glutes and the quads, slight separation here. Not as much coming through. I do think she was just a tad, bit softer there, but realistically, it does pull together the look completely. She's got a fuller look, a little bit more of that muscled look. And again, she's winning that class, winning her pro card. Nothing to scoff at. Difference between, the overall and Jessica here, Roberta and Jessica, just a little bit leaner, a little bit more balance in the muscle symmetry. But overall, again, it's very, very close between these ladies here. By the way, if you're watching the channel and you want help with anything, this is the place to go. Okay. My free trial, I'll coach you free for 7 days. I've been getting crazy feedback from this. I just had somebody message me literally like right before doing this saying, hey, I just did the trial last week. I was going into actually North Americans. You gave me some feedback. Sometimes people don't tell me what they're doing because they just want, like, I guess, unsubjective feedback. Hey, what should I do? What should I adjust with my posing, this or that? And she said, some posing tweaks I gave her actually enabled her to get, top 5 call out in North Americans. So that's awesome. People are getting a lot out of this. They can help you with your training, your posing, your nutrition, just physique analysis, tell you what you need to work on, whatever it is you want, free for 7 days. Grab your phone, type it in, do it now. No reason to miss out on that. Killer opportunity. And a lot of people really are enjoying it. Okay. So let's take a look now at a couple more here in this group. Really just actually one. Class G winner. Okay. So Mallory. So this is Class G. She turned pro as well. A little bit of a different look, but a lot of similarities as we see it too. So let's talk about those, right? All the bikini competitors at this event showcasing bigger shoulders, bigger deltoids than we have been seeing. And again, I think it's trying to make a clear delineation from Fit Model. The judges are probably like, okay, Fit Model's ramping back up now. We got to make these look different. What do we do? Bikini's got to look a little bit more advanced. And, bikini has been just looking more and more advanced over time. That's really where it's gone. It started where it started and it advanced. And, that's why Fit Model's here, because 10 years ago, Fit Model was the bikini look. And now here we are with bikini. So it's safe to say bikini continues to advance. It's not likely judges pull this criteria back. I've been coaching a long time, and bikini competitors are getting more advanced. Every division gets more advanced. It doesn't really go back ever. So that's what we're seeing. But Mallory here, great overall shoulder shape, and good density there, good balance between the bicep and the tricep. She's got a good narrow waist, a really strong oblique cut there, which it does help on some physiques for sure. And again, where she stands out, glute. I mean, glutes, ladies. If you want to be a bikini competitor right now, you really need to focus on your glutes, because that is what's winning pro cards. A lot of glute shape, a lot of glute development, that upper glute development there. Not a single one of these pros has that, being under, and Mallory is not one either. She has great balance between the quads and the hamstrings. Everything ties together, brings through that perfect hourglass look. The differences here in this front between her and the overall, she's a little bit softer, not as lean maybe in some ways, and she even still could probably even use a little bit more pop just from the muscles, a little bit more in the glute here, a little bit more in the lower body. But overall, I mean, that's a really slam dunk look for Mallory. Great physique, great bringing it through, and congratulations again on the pro card. Now from the back, let's take a look here. We're going to see a lot of similarities. Good shoulder shape, tapers in really well. It's a lockdown look. The glute structure is getting so advanced in bikini right now. Nobody's missing these upper glutes, and she's not either. The tie-in showing through, which again, a lot of development bringing that tie-in through. Yes, it's some conditioning, but it's mostly going to be development. Actually building the glutes and the hamstrings and the quads, even to complete that lower body look. Because even in the back pose, we're looking at glutes and hams, yes, but we're also looking at the balance of what the quads are doing. What are those doing, right? So believe it or not, in your back pose, your quads do have value in how you're going to place, which is kind of crazy to say, but it's a good indicator for your development. So, again, where the differences are, not as lean from that front, a little bit more shape maybe, but overall, again, locks it in, really good look. I realized too, I didn't really talk too much to Roberta's physique, exactly where she could improve, right? So I think for her, going in the pro league, she's got a really good frame, really good structure. I think overall, honestly, what it's going to be, she's going to continue to fill out a little bit more, continue to upsize, probably bring up the legs just a little bit more, bring up, her quads and her hamstrings. Just add a little more fullness here to match the glute. Probably even add a little size there, maybe just a hair upper body wise, right? Because again, this is getting your pro card, which is no easy feat. But going in the pro leagues, you are now at the bottom of the pro leagues once you get there, right? So it's a lot of fun in the sport to continue to have to advance, level up. The journey never ends, and that's what the best part about competing is. So fantastic job to all these ladies. Thank you for letting us use these photos here to showcase again where pro cards are going, what's winning on stages, and ultimately what you should be focused on. I got plenty other videos coming up from North Americans here. I want to hear in the comments, what do you think? What do you like about the direction of bikini? Are you liking the more fullness? Are you liking the clear delineation from Fit Model, or are you thinking it's getting too advanced? Fit Model's looking better and better for you. Whatever it is, let me know in the comments what you think. And if you want to see some more pros from this event, let me know too. I can always pull more, and we can talk about more stuff. Or if you want to see full class, whatever it is, I'm happy to do it. Thank you for watching. Coach Ryan is out.